Hey, all you really wild animals out there. Have you ever wondered what's on the menu when a chimp chows down? Is this gorilla as grouchy as he looks? Why do monkeys always monkey around? What do these squiggly siblings do for a good slime? When does a baby elephant holler for help? Could this monster really be someone's mother? And what's all the racket about anyway? Well, the answers are all ahead, so hang on. It's National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Monkey business and other family fun. Hey, it's me, Spin. Just thought I'd drop in, cause today we're gonna be... As I was saying, today we're going to be hanging with some of my favorite animals. Primates. That's right, primates. They're a swinging, screaming, singing group of animals that includes monkeys and apes. And I'm not the only one who likes them. At the zoo, primates are just about everyone's favorite animals. I think it's because they're a lot like people. Yes, people are part of the primate group. You're right, you're a primate too. Today we're going to hang with our hairy relatives to find out what being a primate is all about. Let the monkey business begin.
See those monkeys in the trees? They sure do love to swing. They're a noisy, howling, screaming bunch when they're doing their monkey thing. They're grooming one another, showing off for a friend or two. It's monkey see and monkey do. Primates, primates, let's give a big thumbs up for primates, primates, whoa. Primates, primates, stand up and celebrate. The apes like family living, the grown-ups teach the young. Rolling around like acrobats or just hanging out for fun. They're hugging one another, grabbing a tasty snack, catch a ride on mama's back. Primates, primates, let's give a big thumbs up for primates, primates, whoa. Primates, primates, like to communicate.
Gorillas and chimpanzees, gibbons, orangutans, langurs, capuchins, and baboons, and humans are primates, primates. Let's give a big thumbs up for primates, primates, oh. Primates, primates, stand up and celebrate.
What do all primates have in common? Well, they have 2 arms and 2 legs. They can stand or sit up straight, which leaves their hands free to do other things, like grab stuff, which is a lot more than your dog can do. Oh, and don't forget one other handy primate trait, opposable thumbs. Opposable means their thumbs can bend to touch all of their fingers so they can use their hands to hold things. Most animals can't do that. If you think opposable thumbs aren't important, try eating without them. All primates, except for humans, even have an opposable toe on each foot. Wouldn't that be great for picking up your socks? They also come in handy, footy, for just hanging around, especially in trees where many primates live. Another thing most primates have in common is their big brains. And you know what they say, big brain, smart animal. In fact, scientists have found that primates are some of the most intelligent animals around. Hey, who's testing who around here anyway? Primates have fairly flat faces, with eyes facing front, not on the sides like most animals. Most primates see in full color, too. This helps them separate the fruits from the roots, the figs from the twigs, and the berries from you get the idea. Last but not least, most primates are social animals. They're always around friends and family. They like to hang with the gang and play lots of games, and they hug and kiss to say hi. Of course, primates do get on each other's nerves once in a while, and when they do, watch out. But don't worry, by dinner all will be forgiven, because most primates are terrific at communicating and making out. Isn't that sweet?
Welcome to the show that's more fun than a barrel full of orangutans. It's You Call That a Primate? Our first contestant is Coco from Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. It's up to you to figure out if she's a primate or not. Okay, she's getting up. She's standing on all fours. She can't walk on her hind legs. You call that a primate? Chuck, our next contestant, comes from Charleston, South Carolina. This guy looks more promising. He's up on his haunches and... Holy cow, he's picking up a nut! But let's go in for the close-up. No opposable thumb. Besides, his eyes are on the sides of his head. You call that a primate? Let's go to contestant number 3. Felicia, a manatee from Florida, and she... Hey, wait a second. She doesn't even have hands or feet. What does she think we are, stupid? You call that a primate? And now our last contestant, Fred. Hey, this guy might just be the real deal. What do you say, folks? You call that a primate? That's right! He's standing up straight, and those forward-facing eyes and opposable thumbs make him the winner! Hooray! Hooray! All contestants on You Call That a Primate receive first-class travel on really wild airlines, as well as a year's supply of bugs and slugs.
There are many different kinds of primates, familiar ones like monkeys and apes, and the lesser-known prosimians, sometimes called the lower or more primitive primates. But don't tell them that. Let's travel to the south of Africa, to the island of Madagascar, to meet a pint-sized prosimian called the Ai-Ai. No, I said Ai-Ai, not Ai-Ai. Ai-Ai, Ai-Ai, Ai-Ai! The Ai-Ai comes out only at night to hunt for food, and check out how he does it. The Ai-Ai listens with those big ears until he hears a tasty grub or insect moving around inside a plant. With a few taps of his extra long middle finger, he finds the grub's home. Using his sharp teeth, the Ai-Ai bites open a hole, then he fishes around with that crazy finger. Yips! And in the time it takes to say goodbye, grub, that bug's been gobbled up. Want to meet another puny primate? Over in West Africa, the forests are just bounding with another prosimian. The bush baby, and I do mean bounding. A bush baby's legs are for leaping, but his hands are for grasping. This bush baby is about the size of a cat, and he looks like he's 90% eyeball. He sees great at night, which is a good thing because that's when he runs around doing bush baby stuff, like finding food. Ants can't ruin a bush baby picnic because ants are a bush baby picnic. They're delish. But they're pretty feisty too. The question is, who can bite the other guy first? Of course, the bush baby always wins. Ouch! Oh, pass the salt. Ow! Oh! Next, let's meet some of the better-known primates. And who could that be? You're right, it's the monkeys! There are all kinds of monkeys all over the world. Howlers and capuchins in South America, langurs in Asia, colobus monkeys in Africa. And don't forget the baboons. These guys live on the African plain in groups called troops. And here's the littlest member of the troop, Big Ears. He's got a big problem, and it's not just his name. You see, his mum was killed by a leopard, so his aunt took over. She lost her own baby just a short while ago, so they make a good pair. Big Ears, like all primate babies, needs a grown-up around not only to feed him, but to hug him, and to teach him important stuff, like how to pick bugs, twigs, and dirt off other baboons. That's called grooming, and primates do it for 3 reasons. It keeps everyone in the group feeling close to each other, it keeps everyone clean, and hey, it's a free snack! Now, Big Ears also has to figure out where he fits in the baboon group. Like all social animals, primates need to know who the leaders are and who the followers are. Baboons have a unique way of showing respect. It's called presenting. You just turn around and show your behind. Well, you let them see your posterior. Or you just show them your rear end. And if you're a baby baboon, why take any chances? Just show respect to everyone. Think of the problems he'd have with a snapping turtle. Little Big Ears has a lot to learn, but don't worry, he'll make it. With the help of his aunt and others in the troop, he'll be a big guy in the baboon bunch in no time. Now that we've checked out the monkeys, it's on to the apes. Now, I know that some people think that monkeys and apes are the same thing. Wrong. But how do you tell a monkey from an ape? Well, one way is to walk up to a primate, take a deep breath, and say, "Hey, you big monkey! Yeah, I'm talking to you! Whoa! He must be an ape!" Okay, here's the best way to tell monkeys from apes. Take a close look. There. Almost all monkeys have tails. Apes don't. And monkeys don't just have any old tails. No, sir. Many monkeys have a tail that's prehensile. That means it can grab things almost like an extra hand. But back to the apes. There are chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, and gibbons. Like all apes, gibbons don't have tails, but they're talented. Come on, I'll show you. Let's go to Asia and the country of Thailand to meet the La gibbons. Like most primates, gibbons scream and yell and sing to communicate. This couple has practiced one of their favorite songs for years to get it just right. The husband and wife love serenade. Besides keeping mum and dad feeling close, the song helps keep other gibbons from trespassing on their turf. Meanwhile, their teenage son sticks to himself and practices until he's old enough to move out and find a home of his own to protect. Then, just maybe, he'll have his own hit tune entitled "Get Off My Duty." Let's go westward back to Africa, to the country of Tanzania. Tanzania is just hopping with apes. The Gombe chimpanzees live here. One of their best friends is an amazing scientist who studied them for over 30 years. Her name is Jane Goodall.
Even when I was very tiny, I was absolutely fascinated by animals. I think I first began to dream of going to Africa after reading Dr. Dolittle and Tarzan when I was about 8. I was absolutely fascinated with the idea of being out in the jungle, out with the animals, feeling a part of it all.
But when Jane first came to Africa in 1960, the chimps weren't exactly lined up to meet her at the airport. It took months before she even saw one. Eventually, though, the chimps grew to accept Jane as a sort of a tall blonde primate with a British accent. Here's one of Jane's favourite chimps, a baby she named Flint. Like all baby chimps, there's nothing Flint loves more than riding his mom piggyback. Chimneyback, whatever. Flint's older sister, Fifi, can't seem to keep her hands off her cute baby brother. And hey, Mom doesn't mind letting her babysit so she can have a breather. Besides, it's good practice for Fifi for when she has kids of her own. Jane learned a most amazing thing from watching Flint, Fifi, and her other chimp friends. Chimps actually make and use tools. Say you're a hungry chimp. You really want some termites, only they're down in their hole and you can't reach them. What do? You take a twig, rip the leaves off, get it the right size, then dip it into the hole. Voila! Termite a la stick!
Camp Ape, where apes aping humans is not allowed. Listen up, you apes! That's right, I'm talking to you! Now, some of your behavior is downright embarrassing. For instance, you're checking yourselves out. You're cleaning yourselves up. You're using tools to get what you want. You're even playing games with each other just for the fun of it. Is that any way for a self-respecting ape to behave? If you ask me, you're acting like a bunch of humans. Now, here's what I want you to do. Jump around, screech a lot, stuff your faces full of food, and scratch yourselves in impolite places. You're apes! Just because you're related to those human beings doesn't mean you have to act like them. Dismissed!
And now, time for an ape movie.
Just your average greedy animal poachers minding their own business, wandering through Africa with guns and nets and really pointy spears until they ran into the killer gorilla.
Stop! Cut! This is totally untrue. Whew. That's better. Oh, I'm sorry to get all worked up, but I just hate it when gorillas get a bad rap. Mountain gorillas live in Central Africa. They're so shy, most folks who live there have never seen one in the wild. But in zoos, gorillas are a major attraction, and up close it becomes very clear just how sensitive these big primates are. In 1988, Willie B was probably the grouchiest animal in the Atlanta Zoo. If you looked up the words bad attitude, you'd probably find his picture. Like other primates, gorillas are social animals, and Willie was depressed because he was lonely. He'd lived alone in a bear cage for 27 years. But Willie's life changed forever when a new director, Dr. Terry Maple, took over Zoo Atlanta. He decided to bring a bit of Africa back to Willie B. Dr. Maple and his team built a place for Willie to live that was just like his African home. And he wouldn't be lonely anymore either. 13 new gorillas were loaned to the zoo to keep Willie company. At last, it was time for Willie to check out his new home. Cautiously, Willie stepped outside. For the next few hours, he went in and out of his room, gradually gaining the confidence to explore. Finally, Willie gets to gaze at the sky and feel new grass under his feet. Now, that's what being a gorilla is all about. Want to hear another amazing gorilla story? Meet Susie. Just like Willie B., Susie spent most of her life in isolation at a zoo in Alabama. Now she's at the Columbus Zoo in Ohio, raising her son, Colby. But when Susie left her old home, she left behind a longtime friend and keeper, Randy Reed.
It made a big change in my life when she left. I was with this animal for 20 years, and she was one of my best friends.
Now Randy's come to Columbus after nearly 4 years to see if Susie will still remember him.
I think she will remember me. Of course, I'm hoping that she will.
Susie! Come here, Suze! Susie! Come here, Suze! Come here! Come on! Come on, Suze! Come on! Come here, Suze! Come on! Hello, girl! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Gentle brother, speaking with your eyes, makes me wonder who's more civilized. Oh, mankind so far ago. We must help these friends we've just begun to know. Tell me what it's like on the other side. Can I feel your pain? I can see your pride. With our hearts we can touch one another. Oh, gentle brother. Gentle brother, I'm reaching out my hand. Can you trust me to finally understand? Oh, as the land is torn away, we both need a safer world where we can stay. Tell me what it's like on the other side. Can I feel your pain? I can see your pride. With our hearts we can touch one another. Oh, gentle brother. Tell me what it's like.
Gorillas, chimpanzees, monkeys. Our primate relatives seem so much like us.
With our hearts we can touch.
In a way, all primates are our brothers.
Gentle brother.
Well, gang, it's sure been great hanging with you and the rest of the primates. But there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later.
Growl! You're on Candid Critter Camera, the show that shows you what animals do when they think you're not looking. Hi, I'm Alan Grunt. This week we sent our cameras to Africa's Kalahari Desert to play a little joke on the meerkat family. These rangy rascals are so nervous, they're constantly looking over their shoulders. We hired this guy to see just what those fraidy cat meerkats would do when some real danger came along. So while they were digging for dinner, cue the eagle, Charlie! Look at them go! They'll be shaking for a week. Even the ground squirrel was embarrassed by that one. Thanks for dropping by, folks. And keep an eye out for Candid Critter Camera.
Hang around, there's more Far Out family fun on the way. Hey gang, it's me, Spin, ready for a fantastic foray to find out the facts about animal families. There are all kinds of animal families, and they come in all sizes. Sometimes just two, or maybe a few, or, hey, even a whole big bunch. But all families have one thing in common: kids. You see, every kind of family has to have babies to keep the family going. One day those kids will grow up and have young of their own, and so the family goes on. So kids are some of the most important members of any family. And that means you. With so many animal families in the world, we could cruise the whole planet just checking them out. But I know a great place to start. Yeah. Africa. A country called Botswana, to be exact. Home to those plains-pounding pachyderms. Elephants. Elephants are big in every way. Big bodies, big brains, big behinds. Big noses, too. All elephant families are led by a powerful female elephant. She's known as the matriarch, but I like to call her Big Mama. You see, grown male elephants, or bulls, keep mostly to themselves. They come around the family when it's mating time. So this family is made up of Big Mama, her sisters, her grown daughters, and all the babies, or calves, to be precise. Why do the calves move with the mums instead of dallying with the dads? Because elephants are mammals, and mammal moms make milk. Breakfast is served. Elephants have to travel great distances to find food and water, and the babies have to walk like everyone else. Like I said, kids are some of the most important members of every family, and this Big Mama added a brand new member last night. After spending nearly 2 years pregnant, she finally gave birth to this colossally cute calf, a little girl, weighing in at a whopping 200 pounds. What's one reason elephants travel together in herds? Because it takes a whole big group to keep the kids out of trouble. Like this little calf, who got separated from his herd. Now he's all alone, stuck in the mud at this watering hole. Scared and tired, he hollers for help, but instead gets a hyena. That means trouble. Just as the hyena moves in, Big Mama's herd appears. They gather around the calf. Then they whisk him off into the herd, adopting him as one of their own. Now he's part of Big Mama's family. But that doesn't keep him out of trouble. When his new family arrives at their watering hole, our thirsty calf forgets what he learnt about staying out of the mud. Hey, watch out! Oh, too late. Stuck in the mud again. The more he moves, the more he sinks. What are his new mum and aunts to do? They saved him once, they might as well save him again. 2 of them dig him out, while 2 others make a ramp to get him out of the water hole. A little push here, a little shove there, a little poke, a lot of dig. Talk about a mud bath. Ta-da! Rescued by his newfound family once again. Now, an adoption like this doesn't happen every day among elephants. After all, most calves stay with their mums for up to 15 years. So for Big Mama, taking on a new one is a pretty huge commitment. But one lucky little orphan calf has found a new family. After all, when the going gets rough, it's good to know that your family is behind you. Right, gang?
Hey, what's that? Round the corner. Think I'll take it home. I can't leave it alone. 'Cause I'm curious. I'm a curious child. Yes, I am. Yo, who's that? Peeking out. Maybe it's a friend. I gotta check it out again. 'Cause I'm curious. Yeah, I'm a curious child. I run too fast, I jump too high. I may fall down, but that's me. I'm curious. What? I'm curious. Hey, teach me. Show me a new trick. Where'd my dinner go? I just gotta know. Curious. I'm a curious child. Say whoops, close call. Almost got me. But you know I've got to see every little mystery. Gotcha.
Good evening, moms, dads, boys, girls, and families of all species. It's time to play You Pick the Parent. I'm your host, Larry Latitude, your globe with an attitude. Today's mystery parent is a bodacious bullfrog from the muddy bogs of Botswana. Is this protective parent a mum or a dad? Time's up. It's a dad. Better luck next time on You Pick the Parent, where it's not always apparent which parent is which. That's right. African bullfrog dads are single fathers. After mom bullfrog lays her eggs, she just hops out of the picture. And what a weird picture it is. Imagine a dad with this many kids. No, even more than that. I'm talking thousands of babies. Since these tykes can feed themselves, it's really no problem for a father bullfrog to have such a big brood. And in the bullfrog family, the brood is made up of kids called tadpoles. They can't hop like Dad yet. Instead, they have tails that help them swim. You see, bullfrogs are amphibians, animals that live on water and on land at different stages of their lives. So our land-loving dad has babies that can breathe in the water, like fish. Uh-oh, tadpole's in trouble, stuck in a part of the pond that's drying up, and that's bad, because tadpoles will die if they're not in water. Dad to the rescue! Plowing through the mud, he digs a channel, connecting this shallow part of the pond with the big, wide, wet part. Wow! Check out Dad! He's a regular bullfrog bulldozer. It's okay, kids. Dad will have this ditch dug in no time. With the channel complete, the youngsters wiggle into the deeper part of the pond, where they can keep right on breathing and right on growing. And speaking of growing, watch what happens to these young tadpoles over just a few weeks. They completely change form. That's called metamorphosis. Their eyes bulge out just like Dad's, and their mouths get bigger. Their legs sprout, first in the back and then in the front. And soon the young frogs hop onto land under the watchful, bulging eyes of dear old doting Dad. Bully for you, bullfrog! Not far away on the African plain lives a fine, feathered, two-parent family, the ostriches, the largest living birds on Earth. To attract a female, or a hen, a male ostrich performs a strange mating dance. What some guys will do to get a lady's attention. Ouch, that must hurt. The male's weird behavior tells all the hens in the area, time to start a family. The hens all lay their eggs in one big nest. Then the top or major hen takes care of everyone's eggs. You see, the major hen puts everyone else's eggs on the outside of the nest, forming a ring that helps protect her own eggs from enemies. For the next 6 weeks, the male ostrich and the major hen take turns sitting on the eggs. Finally, the chicks peck their way out and get their first peek at, legs. When they're not even a week old, the hungry chicks leave the nest to search for food under the watchful eyes of Dad and Mom. And the journey for food is no picnic. A sudden storm hits, and if the chicks get wet and cold, they could die. Luckily, Mom has a built-in umbrella. Those big ostrich feathers keep her little chicks dry and warm. Before long, our ostriches meet another ostrich family, and an amazing event takes place. The parents fight to see who will get all the chicks. When I say the parents fight over the chicks, I'm not kidding. The winning parents now get to take care of all the chicks in one big ostrich nursery school. It may seem sad for the other parents, but there's safety in numbers. And now all the chicks have a better chance of surviving attacks by enemies. 9 months later, our little chicks are nearly as big as their parents and ready to start their own lives on the African plain.
Growl! You're on Candid Critter Camera, the show that shows you what animals do when they think you're not looking. Hi, I'm Alan Grunt. We're here in Africa. Ah, nature, the majesty, the splendor, the jackals. Our hidden cameras caught this jackal mother in her not very graceful first try at carrying her new pup. With a mother like this, who needs predators? Don't run away. We'll be back with more Candid Critter Camera.
Let's head west to North America and dive right into the waters of Puget Sound. I'd like to introduce you to a very special single mom. Now there's a face only a kid could love. An octopus kid, that is. See, an octopus spends most of her life alone, swimming along the ocean floor hunting for food, like crabs. After munching on some crabs, this female octopus heads back to her den. Think she can't make it through that hole? Think again. Octopuses don't have any bones at all, so they can squish into whatever shape they need to. After years on her own, this octopus is ready to find a male and make a family. After mating, the octopus pop doesn't stick around, but Mom doesn't feel lonely, because now, on the roof of her den, she's got tens of thousands of tiny octopus eggs to keep her company. Are those eggs doing the wave? Nope. They're moving because Mom's squirting them with water out of her siphon to keep them clean. She guards her eggs for months, and for months she doesn't eat. While she waits and loses weight, she can see the babies right through the outside of the eggs. Finally, they hatch. Tens of thousands of bouncing, boneless babies. Sadly enough, most of them will become food for other animals. But don't worry, it's just nature's way of feeding the fishes. That's why Mom has so many octobabies, so that a few will always survive to adulthood. There'll soon be a new generation of octopuses swimming in the sea, thanks to Mom's hard work. Remember Mother's Day, or she'll be up in arms.
It's time for another gripping episode of One Egg to Lay, starring the Albatross family. Today, our albatross sweethearts unite for their yearly tryst at the old New Zealand cliff, where they've been meeting every year for the past 10 years. Time cannot dull their passion, and romance flares once again. You'll sob in sympathy as Mom struggles to lay her egg. You'll sigh as Dad takes over guarding the egg, so Mom can have a much-needed seafood dinner. You'll coo as the tender chick chips his way out of the shell. You'll guffaw as Mom feeds her growing boy a beak full of barf. And when Junior finally figures out how to take to the sky on his own, you'll wipe away tears, spring to your feet, and shout with joy. Fly, little albatross! Fly on gossamer wings into the blue sky of your destiny! For passion-packed albatross family drama, there's only one egg to lay.
Now let's take a trip to the east coast of North America to meet the loggerhead sea turtles. Ah, it's a fun family frolic in Florida. But it's not all fun for loggerhead sea turtles. In fact, for them, it's a life and death struggle. Like most reptiles, loggerheads lay eggs. But instead of staying around to protect them, Mom buries the eggs in the sand and leaves. That's the last time she'll ever see her offspring. So when the baby loggerheads hatch, they all dig out of the sand together and make a mad scramble for the sea, without even thinking about swimming lessons. Hey! Where's the lifeguard around here anyway? Let's follow one baby loggerhead on her first foray into the wet, wild world. She's made it to the water just fine, but danger lurks everywhere in the sea. And without parents to protect her, she'll have to do this survival deal all by herself. Watch out! A shark! That shark's hungry, and it's got a sweet tooth for tasty sea turtle. But our tiny turtle friend uses her head, her loggerhead, that is. She holds really still so the shark doesn't see her. Hey! Great impression of a leaf. And the shark swims on. Whew. But look out again! Where can she possibly hide this time? In some seaweed. Good move. Our little turtle is getting hungry, and a jellyfish looks like a tasty snack. But what she sees up ahead won't be so easy to stomach. Pollution. To the sea turtle, this floating garbage is just one more thing to eat, and that's a big problem. You see, when turtles swallow garbage, it can get stuck in their throats, causing them to starve to death. Luckily, this time, our tiny turtle spits it out and swims off on her way. But lots of other sea creatures aren't so lucky. To help sea turtles and other ocean families survive, it's up to human families to keep their trash out of the water. For the next 10 years, our loggerhead friend will swim around, grow up, and one day return to the very same beach where she hatched, to lay her eggs and start her own family. Wow, what an awesome assortment of families there are. Elephant families with lots of moms, octopus families with just one mom, bullfrog families where one dad is the boss, and turtle families where the kids watch out for themselves. There are families like the albatrosses where mom and dad work together to raise the young, and ostrich families where a few parents raise the young for everyone else. But as different as all these families are, they have one important thing in common. They're all just right for helping their young learn, have fun, and grow up safe and strong. Family, the special link that keeps us all together.
We may be together, we may be apart, but one thing is for certain, you gave me my start. You taught me how to get along. You challenged me to make me strong. You're my family, you gave my life to me. Father, mother, sister, brother, tell me, where would I be without my family?
Some things you could teach me, some things I just knew. But you protected me when I needed you. Now I'm older, now I've grown, and I've got what it takes to make it on my own.
You're my family, you gave my life to me. Father, mother, sister, brother, tell me, where would I be? And now it's time for me to start my family. things you gave to me.
You are my family. You gave my life to me. Father, mother, sister, brother. Where would I be without my family?
You gave my life to me. Father, mother, sister, brother, tell me, where would I be? You're my family. You gave my life to me. Father, mother, sister, brother, tell me, where would
Well, gang, it's been great hanging out with primates and families. But there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later.